Good evening and welcome to Hobbs Lady Eagle Basketball on Eagle 100.5, the Lee County News and Sports YouTube channel, and HobbsAmerica.com. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Lee County State Bank, Lasco Construction, Divine Energy, Hobbs Express, Thriftway and La Tienda, Master Plumbers, Eunice Pump and Supply, Bel Air Bowl, TDS Telecom, the First American Bank of Hobbs, Forest Tire Company, Badger, and NMR Pipeline. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Tasker Arena tonight, solo here at the gym as sickness has kind of got the crew down. Dawn Morgan and Jonathan Allen both under the weather. Evie Stuber back at Eagle Central is not, though, so thanks to her for engineering and producing tonight. So any camera oopsies tonight is entirely on me. So we start the second half of the district season tonight with the Hobbs Lady Eagles coming in at 22-1 on the season, but more importantly, 3-0 in the district race. Now, they had a whale of a battle on Friday night at the Cave in Carlsbad, trailing actually for most of that game before they managed to turn it on in the fourth quarter and come back and win that against the Carlsbad Cave Girls. Final 44-34. Leading scorer for the Lady Eagles on Friday night was Brett Clay. 10 of her 17 points coming in the fourth quarter, and that was extremely important. So the Hobbs Lady Eagles facing their first big test on Friday night that really they've had since the second or third game of the season. Just came out and played fantastic defense, but really could not get anything to fall, forcing 29 turnovers in that ball game, 18 of them in the second half, finally finding their offensive groove and offensive rhythm in the fourth quarter and pulling away. But again, they trailed that game until about halfway through the fourth quarter. So they're going to want to come out and be much more consistent tonight against this Roswell High team. Roswell comes in at 13-10 on the season, but 0-3 in district. Right now in the Max Preps matrix, Roswell High is sitting at 14, which would make them one of the bubble teams come playoff time here in about 3 or 4 weeks. So Roswell High with nothing to lose and everything to gain tonight. Now, when we played at their place a couple of weeks ago, for Roswell High, it was the Alana Tarin show. She lit Hobbs up, 27 points, 9 3-pointers. Every one of her points was from beyond the arc. Hobbs left her uncovered, and she absolutely took it to the Lady Eagles from downtown. Fortunately, she was the only Lady Coyote that really got much going. Ada Vasquez and Sierra Minner both scoring 5 in that game, but really it was it. It was the Alana Tarin versus the Hobbs Lady Eagles show back at the Coyotes Den a couple of weeks ago. Hobbs came out and cruised in that one, 85-39 in that contest. 5 Lady Eagles in double digits, led by Brett Clay. She had 18 in the game, 15 for Aliana Armitage, 15 for Nakaya Mojica, 12 points for Kendall Cunningham, and 10 for Madison Zepeda. In that game against Roswell at their place, Cunningham also the leading rebounder with 13 rebounds, so a double-double for Kendall in that matchup. For Hobbs tonight, just come out and play your game. Come out, play tough defense, use the defense to trigger the offense and cover the outside shooters, and you should be one game closer to claiming a regular season district title. We'll talk more about that coming up as your Lady Eagle pregame show continues. This is Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball on Eagle 100.5. And welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagle Basketball, your Lady Eagle pregame show from Tasker Arena tonight as the Lady Eagles open the second half of district from the friendly confines against the Roswell High Coyotes. I'm TJ Miracle, Tiff and Evie Stuber. Evie really keeping an eye and an ear on things, engineering and producing tonight. Great to have you along as the Lady Eagles look to get one game closer to the district championship, the regular season district title. Of course, it could actually wind up being tonight, depending on what happens against Carlsbad and Clovis in the other side. Clovis 2-1 in district, Carlsbad at 1-2. Were Carlsbad able to win that game and Hobbs able to win that game, Hobbs' victory tonight would pretty much seal the deal on the regular season title, which means they would host the district tournament championship game here in just a couple of weeks. But you can't look forward to that yet. You got to look at the team that is in front of you in the Lady Coyotes of Coach Daniel Smith as they come into this one at 13-10, and really they are playing right now for their playoff lives, just a little over 500, but at 0-3 in district. So for the Hobbs Lady Eagles tonight, guard the outside shooters. Whatever you have to do, keep a hand in the face of Alana Tureen. 9 3-pointers when we played at their place a couple of weeks ago. You do not want to let her get hot tonight, because if she can find that range again and they can get another girl or two that's being at least consistent offensively, they could give the Lady Eagles a run for their money. Of course, for the Lady Eagles, the offense really triggered by the defense. Force a turnover, score buckets in transition. They forced plenty of turnovers against Carlsbad, but just had some problems getting their shots to fall in transition. When they set up the offense, they do a very good job of moving the ball and finding the shooters, especially on the outside. Against Carlsbad, they had a little bit of trouble not getting the outside shots to fall, and they had a little bit of trouble finding penetration. That's one of the keys for the Lady Eagles, is when the outside shots are falling, it draws the defense out and allows the guards and Cunningham and Clay to attack and get inside and go to the rack and to the hoop. Now then, I don't think Roswell High has quite the interior presence that Carlsbad did. So if Hobbs just comes out, takes care of business like they can do, they ought to get out of here with another win tonight. But again, you do not want to take anything for granted when it comes to a district matchup. Hobbs on a 22-game win streak, and right now in the Max Preps and the coaches poll, they are number one in Class 5A, cruising towards the playoffs. Roswell High, as mentioned, 13-10, 0-3, and they're one of those playoff bubble teams right now in the Max Preps matrix at number 14 overall. Your starters tonight for the visiting Roswell High Lady Coyotes. We'll give you the starters, then we will run down the rest of their roster. They're starting number 5, Brianna Castro. Number 10, Alana Tureen. Number 15, Jalen Benitez. Number 21, Ada Vasquez. And number 22, Emma Esquivel. The rest of Coach Daniel Smith's Lady Coyotes: number 0, Jasmine Weathersby. Number 1, Veneza Castro. Number 2, Sierra Minner. Number 3, Bella Ornelas. Number 4, Alexis Tureen. Number 11, Aaliyah Miranda. Number 12, Destiny Gonzalez. Number 14, Abigail Morales. Number 20, Evo Garcia. And number 30, Iana Warner. For your home team, the Hobbs Lady Eagles tonight, starting 5, no big surprises here. It'll be number 4, Madison Zapata. Number 14, Brett Clay. Number 15, Nakaya Mojica. Number 20, Bryn Hargrove. And number 22, Kendall Cunningham. The rest of Coach Joey Carpenter's roster looks like this. Number 10, Addison Everhart. Number 12, Aliana Armitage. Number 23, Corelli Rivera. Number 24, Carolina Size. Number 30, Relly Navarro. Number 33, Caitlin Muniz. Number 34, Alana Bolton. And number 52, Katie Godwin. For the Eagles tonight, too, if the starters come out and any of them have a little bit of struggle, it's going to be important for the 6th girl to step up. Of course, generally, Aliana Armitage, Carolina Size, and Caitlin Muniz can really fill that slot very good. Hobbs is a team that really, if you look at it, just in terms of depth, and while they don't post all their stats, really you could make a case for 8 or 9 of the girls on this team being starters. Even some of the girls that play JV, which means limited action on varsity, would start for most varsity teams in this state. Speaking of JV, The Hobbs Lady Eagles JV getting a big victory earlier tonight against the Lady Coyote JV, 58-20, the final in that ball game. So congratulations to the Lady Eagles JV as they keep pace and keep mowing down the JV portion of the district schedule as well. So the Lady Coyotes of Roswell have headed over to their bench. The Hobbs Lady Eagles heading over to theirs as we get ready for the national anthem and the introduction of players. We'll take a timeout and come back and tip this one off. This is Hobbs Lady Eagles basketball on the Lee County News and Sports YouTube channel. Please subscribe and tell your friends, by the way. Also on HobbsAmerica.com and right here on your radio home for Lady Eagle Sports, KEJL, Humble City Hobbs, K263AZ Hobbs, Eagle 100.5. And welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagle Basketball here on Eagle 100.5, the Lee County News and Sports YouTube channel, and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Tasker Arena. Dawn Morgan and Jonathan Allen a little bit under the weather tonight, so any of the camera boo-boos is entirely on me tonight, so it is, my fault. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing as we get ready for the start of this one, a full night of basketball around Lee County. And with Lee County teams tonight, of course, the Lady Eagles here at Tasker Arena taking on the Roswell High Lady Coyotes. The Hobbs boys looking to stay perfect in District 2. They are on the road in Roswell tonight at the Coyotes Den. Ty Friend with the call on that one over on our sister station, Cool 95.7, and the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel. The Tatum Lady Coyotes in action tonight as they are taking on the Hagerman Bobcats, Coyotes and Lady Coyotes. The Jal Panthers and Lady Panthers on the road tonight in Loving, taking on the Falcon squads, and the Eunice Cardinals and Lady Cardinals taking on Texaco. All the games for Eunice, Jal, and Tatum available HobbsAmerica.com and those schools' respective YouTube channels. But wherever you happen to be tonight around Southeast New Mexico, West Texas, and the world, welcome in to world-famous Ralph Tasker Arena. The Lady Eagles coming in at 22-1, but more importantly 3-0 in district, and number one in the Max Preps and Coaches poll in Class 5A under head coach Joey Carpenter. Your starters tonight for the Lady Eagles: number 4, Madison Zepeda; number 14, Brett Clay; number 15, Nakaya Mojica; number 20, Bryn Hargrove; and number 22, Kendall Cunningham. On the opposite side of the court for the Roswell High Lady Coyotes under head coach Daniel Smith, 13-10 on the year, 0-3 in district. And they're one of those bubble teams in the Max Preps Matrix, number 14 right now in Class 5A. Starting five for Roswell High will be number 5, Brianna Castro. Number 10, their sharpshooter, Alana Tureen. Number 14, Jalen Benitez. Number 21, Ada Vasquez. And number 22, Emma Esquivel. For the visiting Lady Coyotes of Roswell High, they are in the Road Red unis with the black letters and numbers, and Roswell on the front. For your Hobbs Lady Eagles, they are in the home white unis with the black letters and numbers and gold trim, and Hobbs in gold on the front of those uniforms. So getting ready for the tip-off of this one, the Lady Eagles looking to get one game closer and one win closer to claiming another district title under head coach Joey Carpenter. So the Lady Eagles and the Lady Coyotes tonight from here at Tasker Arena. The Lady Coyotes have already moved out onto the floor. The Lady Eagles having their final huddle after final instructions from Coach Carpenter and his coaching staff. So here we go as heading to the interlocking H and Eagle at center court. It'll be Kendall Cunningham as she will head out, and she will take the jump over there against Esquivel. So the red and black versus the black and gold tonight. And here we go, and the opening tip-off will be controlled by Hobbs as Clay gets it, and she'll pull up from 10, and it bounces off the back of the rack, no good. And the rebound will be brought down by number 5. That is Castro. Roswell basketball as Hobbs drops back in defense. Hobbs winning the opening tip, but coming up empty. Happened way too many times against Carlsbad back on Friday night. Looking to improve on that tonight as a bad pass. It'll be picked off as Bryn Hargrove will take it. She'll go coast to coast, and Bryn off of the steal will lay it up and in, and Hobbs strikes first, up early 2-0. With the full court pressure on in the backcourt, slinging it over, coming to the near side to Benitez. Benitez to Castro. They'll get it to the free throw line. That is Vasquez. Vasquez almost losing it, will throw it out and into the backcourt, and it'll be another turnover on the backcourt violation. So give it to Hobbs at midcourt. And again, I am solo in the booth tonight, so any of the camera oopsies is entirely on me. So it'll be, let's see, who has that? That's Zepeda to inbound it from just next to Taskovich. She'll get it in to Hargrove, who will set the offense. Give it to Hargrove. She'll sling it into the corner for Mojica. 3 on the way, and that one is in and out, and it'll be Castro with her second rebound. And pushing it down the floor, driving hard to the rack is Esquivel. Her shot up, no good. And it'll be Brett Clay coming down with the rebound. That'll be Brett's first. Brett to Hargrove, over to Zapata, wide open from the left wing, 3 on the way. That one is off the mark, and Roswell blocks themselves out and out of bounds. Hobbs gets a break. It'll stay Lady Eagle ball. Inbounding it from left of her own bucket, it'll be Mojica. Kaya tosses into Zapata. Back to Mojica, 3 from the deep left corner, and that one is in and out, and it'll be Cunningham with the rebound. Kendall resets to Hargrove from the right, slot up and bang! Bryn Hargrove makes it a 5-zip Hobbs lead. A minute and a half gone here in the first. The inbound will come into Benitez, and she will run it across. Benitez will cycle it around, cycle it through. Leaves it off over to Esquivel. Picks up the dribble, tosses in, almost losing the basketball, somehow getting it in, then behind the back, over the back, and just through the everybody pass, and the shot that is put up is no good, and Cunningham will bring it down. Kendall, no look pass into the corner for Zapata. She'll take it into the lane and then toss it to Mojica. Mojica drives right base, a little 10-foot floater is up, no good, and Castro with another rebound. That's her third. 5-0 Hobbs in the lead, 5:40 to go here in the first. Three-pointer on the way for guess who, Tureen, and she will drain the tray just like that. 10 3-pointers against the Lady Eagles, and a bad pass and over the head of Cunningham, and that'll be the first turnover for Hobbs. 5-3 Lady Eagles in the lead. As Caitlin Muniz will check in for the Lady Eagles, she'll go in. As Mojica will take a breather. As Castro will get it out of pressure, she'll take it into the front court. Hargrove on her playing trailer. They try and trap her up. They'll get it over to Tureen. Into the deep right corner. Pull a 3-ball trigger, and it is good. Alana Tureen. And just like that, we talked about it. Get a hand in her face. They have not done it yet, and gives Roswell the 6-5 lead. To Zapata, working the right corner. Long cross-court pass to Muniz. Muniz out to Hargrove, and she'll pull the 3-point trigger from the slot, and bang! Bryn Hargrove answers 3 for 3, and Hobbs will take the 8-6 lead. 4:54 to go here in the first. Controlling it is Esquivel, almost loses the ball, pops it right back to Vasquez. To Esquivel, then they'll come near side to Castro. Castro with Zapata on her, gets a screen, she'll drive it in, throws it into the middle and right into the hands of Kendall Cunningham as Kendall brings it back, gives it to Zapata, and Madison up and in off of the Lady Eagles steal. The steal, the transition, and up and in. 3 turnovers for Roswell High. And Hobbs capitalizes, up 10-6, a 4-point lead, and throwing the Hail Mary pass, and it'll be controlled by Cunningham. Another turnover. Kendall to the front court, drives into the lane, spin move, goes left lane, and puts it up and in. So now 12-6, Lady Eagles in control here early, doubling up Roswell right at the halfway mark of the first. Driving into the front court comes Roswell High, bad bounce, and into the hands of Caitlin Muniz, and she'll take it off of the steal and just drive it up and in with the left hand. 14-6, Lady Eagles in command here early, and a whistle sounds, and Coach Dan Smith going to take the timeout. 3:38 to go here in the first. Hobbs 14, Roswell High 6. We're back in 30 seconds here on Eagle 100.5. A 9-0 run for the Hobbs Lady Eagles prompts Coach Daniel Smith for Roswell High to burn a 30-second timeout. Back here at Tasker Arena, 14-6, Lady Eagles in the lead with 3:38 to go here in the first. It'll be Roswell High basketball as the inbound will come into Esquivel, who gives it over and tosses back to Castro, who travels. Turnover number 6 for Roswell High. When these two teams met up in Roswell back to start district. Hobbs forced 31 turnovers on the Lady Coyotes. Hargrove with 8 points already controls it, gives it to Muniz, and then Muniz going to get fouled as they're going to call the push on Jalen Benitez, her first personal, and that'll be the first team foul on either team. So it'll stay Lady Eagle basketball in their offensive zone. The inbound will come to Hargrove. Aliana Armitage coming off the bench into the ball game. Hargrove to the free throw line to Armitage. Aliana finds a lane, drives in off the right glass, and underhand scoop it up and in. So now Hobbs up by 10, a 16-6 ball game on pressure. Hobbs will get it and put it up and in. Kaislyn Muniz off of the tip by Muniz, and Hobbs scores another one. 18-6 is the score. Now a 13-0 Lady Eagles run with 2:58 to go here in the first. Bounce pass to Gonzalez, who just checked in for Roswell High. Trying to get it over to Tarine. They're trying to find her open. They'll throw a bad one and partially tipped and into the hands of Armitage. She'll throw the fastball down to Muniz, not able to handle it to Size, who just checked in to the free throw line with Cunningham, and Kendall puts it down. 15-foot floater is good. Let me catch the score bug up. There we go. 20-6, Hobbs in the lead. Full court pressure is on. Castro trapped in the backcourt. Now Hobbs going to back off, give her a little room with 2:20 remaining here in the first. The bounce pass as they will move that over to Esquivel, and she gets her pocket picked by Cunningham. Kendall will trigger it back the other way. No look pass to Armitage, back to Cunningham, and up and in for Kendall. She's got 6. So 22-6. It looks like the Lady Eagles have got their foot on the gas here early. 2 minutes exactly remaining here in the first. Both scores, all 6 points coming from beyond the arc from the Lady Coyote sharpshooter Alana Tarine. Roswell High will reset with Castro, bounce it to the free throw line. Back to Castro, the little head fake, now top of the arc. Her 3 ball on the way, no good, and it'll be Size with the rebound. She'll trigger Hobbs the other way with pressure on her from Gonzalez. Top of the arc, Hargrove for 3 and bang! Third tray for Bryn Hargrove. 25-6, Hobbs up by 19 points. A 20-0 run, and on a bad pass, another turnover. That's the 10th turnover here in the first quarter. As Size will take it across the timeline to Hargrove, left wing for 3. That one is off the mark, but Cunningham is there with the rebound. Her putback no good, and it'll be Tarine with the rebound. Well, Hobbs coming up empty, but you're up by 19. Not a lot to complain about. 1 minute remaining here in the first, and a bad pass and off of the arm of Vasquez. 11 turnovers for Roswell High here in the first quarter. So Brett Clay will come back in. Nakaya Mojica also in. So Clay, Mojica, Size, Muniz, and Armitage on the floor for Hobbs, I should say. Roswell, they've made some changes too. I'll catch those as I can. Those black numbers are a little hard to pick up. Not really supposed to be doing that. Dark jerseys with dark numbers, but not going to call them on it. To Muniz is Hobbs in control. Mojica to Armitage to Size. Size to the top of the arc. Clay, the little head fake. Now over to Mojica. Back to Clay in the right block. Out to Armitage. She'll cycle. She'll spin left lane. Put it up and in. Aliana with her 4th point of the ball game, and 27-6, a 21-point Hobbs Lady Eagle lead, and Armitage going to pick up the foul on Castro on the inbound, going for the ball but got arm. Her first personal, first team foul. Hobbs has played very clean as Madison Zepeda checks back in with 22 seconds remaining here in the first. The Lady Eagles have gone on a run, a 22-point 22-0 run against Roswell High. To Castro in the front court, takes it in front of Taskovich, picks up her dribble in the left block, will have to push it back out as Roswell High will reset. Come to the near side with Vasquez. Armitage on her tight with 8 seconds to go. Back to Vasquez from Tarine, now into the corner for Castro. She finds a little room, goes in but loses the dribble, and it is on the floor, and no time for anybody to do anything. We have played the first quarter from here at Tasker Arena. Hobbs 27, Roswell High 6. We're back in 1 minute as Lady Eagle basketball continues in a moment. Back here at Tasker Arena, Hobbs 27, Roswell High 6 after the first quarter. I'm TJ Miracle. Thanks for being with us tonight here on Eagle 100.5. It'll be Roswell basketball as we start the second quarter. Hobbs in control of this one as they went on a 26-0 run. As to the free throw line, Vasquez, her shot is up, no good, but it'll be Castro with her fourth rebound. Tries to get it to Tureen, gets stripped away, and that'll be in the hands of Hargrove. Feeds it forward as trying to save it and managing to save it is Cunningham to Mojica for three, and bang! Nakaya Mojica. And Hobbs up now 30-6 on the full court press. Trying to get it to Castro. Mojica almost stealing it away. Getting a hand on it and knocking it into the crowd. So it will stay Roswell basketball. As on the inbound, it'll be Minner. She'll toss it into Vasquez. Finds a little room, takes it across the timeline. Into the right corner for Castro. Looking for some help. Castro takes it in. She'll put up a little floater and run it off the glass, and good. Brianna Castro with her first points of the ball game. 30-8, Hobbs up by 22. To Hargrove, who's already in double figures. She had 10 in the first quarter. Mojica back to Hargrove. Hargrove picks up the dribble, gets it back to Nakaya, right wing, bouncing into Clay. On the right base, she'll toss it out to Hargrove from the slot and up and no good, and it'll be Vasquez with the rebound, her first. 30-8, a 22-point Lady Eagles lead. As Castro to the front court to Tureen. Clay gets to her quickly before she has a chance to pull the trigger. Long cross-court pass to Minner. Minner throws it in to Esquivel, who gets blocked by Cunningham. And out of bounds, it'll stay Roswell basketball, but Kendall was clean on that one. And so the Lady Coyotes maintain possession. So Minner will inbound it from in front of the Hobbs bench, of course. On the baselines here, and it'll be Kendall Cunningham who gets the inbound, almost like she was meant for it. Kendall will take it down, picks up the dribble, work it around. To Zapata, top of the arc, flashes out to Hargrove on front of the stands. To Clay, flips it over to Mojica. Long cross-court pass to Hargrove. She drives in against Tureen and puts it up and in from the left base. Bryn with 12. 32-8, Hobbs in command with 6 minutes to go here in the first half. So push it out and a jump ball as Brett Clay will tie up Jalen Benitez, and the possession arrow goes for the Lady Eagles. 14 turnovers for Roswell High. So give it right back to Hobbs as a 30-second timeout by Hobbs taken. 6:01 remaining here in the first half. Hobbs 32, Roswell 8. We're back in 30 on Eagle 100.5. And welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball. The Lady Eagles taking the timeout with 6:01 to go here in the first. It has been all Hobbs in this one. They lead it 32-8. I'm TJ Miracle, Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing tonight. Hobbs basketball out of the timeout as it'll be Clay to inbound it from right in front of the scorer's table into the backcourt to Mojica. And into the front court, the Lady Eagles come to Mojica. Throws the fastball into Clay, and that one will be tipped away. Second turnover for Hobbs. Is looking for some room as Esquivel almost loses it. But a Lady Coyote is there to save it. That's Tureen. To Castro in front of Taskovich, coming near side. Takes it to the left base. She'll sling it into the middle and right into the hands of Bryn Hargrove. Lady Eagles control it with 5.5 to go here in the first half. No look pass to Clay. Clay to the right block and then out to Mojica. Wide open look from the left wing. That one is off the mark, and Cunningham will track down her fourth board. A long rebound. Push it in and a bad pass as Roswell High will steal that one away with Esquivel. To the front court to Tureen. Right corner three on the way. No good. And Bryn Hargrove is there to corral the rebound. To Brett Clay in the front court, and Brett takes an extra little step and slides it through. Fourth turnover for the Lady Eagles with 5 minutes to go here in the first half. 32-8 is the score. And so back to it as the inbound will come to Castro from Tureen. Takes it all the way back under pressure from Zepeda to under her own bucket. Now finds a little room and will cross the timeline at about 8 3/4. Into the deep right corner, push it back out. That's to Castro, who just checked in. Push it back to the other Castro. 2 Castros on the floor for Roswell High. Throw it in, now get it around to Tureen. Looking for three-point room from the right wing. Has it, takes it, and drains it. She's got 9 in the ball game. 32-11, Alana Tureen picking up right where she left off a couple weeks ago. Clay in the paint, into the right corner as Hobbs will just work it around, burn a little time. Zepeda hippity-hop through the lane. The underhand scoop, no good, but Cunningham is there with the rebound and the putback. Kendall with 8 points. 34-11, a 23-point Hobbs lead as the fastball thrown to Enza Castro. And she'll take it over into the deep right side. Roswell High will reset with Castro. Hockey line change. Next stoppage coming in for the Lady Eagles. They'll push it around as Vasquez looks for a little room. Back to Castro, about the 10-foot line. Castro will get it right back and is run out by the Lady Eagles. Try to poke it away there was Mojica. Castro backs it up, throws it. Brett Clay will take it instead as Brett will run it coast to coast and up and in. Count the bucket. Brett Clay, her first points of the ball game. Make it 36-11 as Castro to Vasquez. Vasquez goes in hard, and Cunningham with the clean block, and Kendall will come away with it. And the Lady Eagles control with 3:13 to go in the first half. Hargrove across the timeline, gets a little pick from Cunningham. Leaves it off for Zepeda. Zepeda cycles it to the left side. To Mojica, into Clay in the left block. Spin move for Clay, goes to the base, shot up, no good. And it'll be Esquivel with her first rebound of the ball game. Uses up her dribble, under pressure, saves it to Vasquez. Working the right side to Castro, back out to Vasquez. Back to Castro with 2:40 remaining. Castro gets a screen from Esquivel, throws it into the middle and right into the hands of the Lady Eagles. 18 turnovers now for Roswell High. Cunningham keeps it herself, pushes over to Clay. Clay from the right, make that the left corner. Now she'll cycle out between the rings. Over to Hargrove, right wing for 3. That one is off the mark. Battle for the rebound. Cunningham gets it, her shot up, no good. And Vasquez will have her second board of the ball game. And Hobbs keeps the 36-11 lead. Roswell High not going to go away, though. They're going to try and spring Tureen, you got to think. To Castro in the corner, to Tureen in the right block. And Hargrove almost picks her pocket. She'll shovel it under to Castro. Hargrove still on her tight. Castro in trouble. Drives it in, and she will take it to a wide-open runner from Castro. No good, and it'll be Cunningham with another rebound. Kendall keeps it herself with 1:48 to go to Hargrove. Drives into the right lane. Her shot is up, no good, and it'll be Esquivel with her second board of the ball game. 99 seconds remaining here in the first. Castro picks up her dribble as she crosses the timeline. Tosses to Esquivel, then gets it back. Castro to Castro, back out to Castro. Roswell High looking for a little room with 1:23 to go here in the first half. Castro flips it near side to Esquivel, then back to Castro at the free throw line. Shot up, no good. And Mojica will have her first rebound of the ball game and a 30-second timeout by the Lady Eagles with 1:13 to go in the first half. It is Hobbs 36, Roswell High 11. We are back in 30 seconds on Eagle. Out of the 30-second timeout, it'll be Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball. Welcome back to Task Arena. Lady Eagles in control of this one, 36-11. as Coach Joey Carpenter takes the timeout and goes with the hockey line change. 5 new players on the court: Armitage, Size, Muniz. Alana Bolton seeing her first action tonight, and also Corelli Rivera. To Rivera, gets bumped, no call. Rivera tossing over to Muniz, to Armitage. Armitage takes it left base and loses the basketball off of her leg. 5th turnover for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. So give it to Roswell. Under a minute remaining here in the first half of play. Is inbound to Castro. She'll take it into the front court under pressure, loses it, fights for it, still loose on the floor. It'll be saved by Roswell High, and a turnaround, bank it off the glass shot for Emma Esquivel. Hobbs up by 23. Throw the fastball to Bolton, now into the corner for Rivera. Takes it to the right wing. 3 ball on the way, no good. And it'll be Castro with her 5th rebound. They'll try the fast break. Esquivel throwing it underneath to a breaking Vanessa Castro. Well, Roswell on a little bit of a run here as Hobbs takes it into the front court with Muniz, who's going to get fouled. They're going to call that one on Castro, her first personal, first team foul on Roswell High. There's only 8 seconds left here in the first half. So Carolina Size will push it in. So to Armitage, who will just hold it with 6 seconds to go. Now she'll drive in, puts up the little circus shot up, no good. And the rebound by Vasquez as the buzzer sounds. So we have played a half from here at Tasker Arena. The Hobbs Lady Eagles in control of this one, 36-15. We'll be back in 3 minutes for your Lady Eagle halftime report. Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball on Eagle 100.5. Welcome back to Tasker Arena, halftime of the second half of district opener. The Lady Eagles in command over the Lady Coyotes of Roswell High, 36-15. I'm TJ Miracle, Dawn Morgan, and Jonathan Allen, both a little bit under the weather tonight. Tiff Stuber taking over engineering and producing while Evie goes and juggles cats and chainsaws, and appreciate everything that Tiff and Evie doing back at the studio tonight. So Hobbs in control of this one. Let's take a look at the numbers in the first half. We'll start with the Lady Coyotes of Roswell High. Their leading scorer, no big surprise here, Alana Tureen, 9 points, all of them from beyond the arc. So picking up right where she left off against Hobbs a couple of weeks back in the district opener. She's really the main threat, though, for Roswell High. Brianna Castro has 2, Emma Esquivel with 2, and the other Castro, that's Vanessa Castro with 2 points. No free throws at all for either team in this ball game, so they are 0 for 0 from the free throw line. Brianna Castro with 5 rebounds. Ada Vasquez with 3 rebounds. Emma Esquivel with a couple of boards. Alana Tureen with a board. So 11 rebounds as a team for Roswell High. They turned the ball over 18 times in the first half, and they scored 6 points in the first quarter and 9 in the second. That's how they get to their 15 points. Turning the page for your Hobbs Lady Eagles, Bryn Hargrove. She came to play tonight. She leads the Lady Eagles with 12 points in the first half, 9 of those coming from beyond the arc. Wait a minute, if that's 9, I've got a wrong number there. I apologize about that in advance. So that is 13 points, not 12. So 13 points for Bryn Hargrove. There we go. I will get that corrected. No, it is 9 and 4. Yeah, see, my education is coming in. Yeah, 9 and 4 is 13. Okay, 13 points. There we go for Bryn Hargrove. Kendall Cunningham not far behind. She's got 8 points to go along with 7 rebounds in that first half. Aliana Armitage with 4 points. You got Caitlin Muniz with 4 points. 3 points for Nakaya Mojica, and a bucket for Madison Zepeda, and another bucket for Brett Clay. Again, Hobbs, no free throws in that first half. Neither team free throws. Cunningham leading away with 7 rebounds. Hargrove, Mojica, Clay, and Size all with a rebound apiece. 2 make that 11 rebounds for the Hobbs Lady Eagles in the first half. They turned the ball over 5 times. Ran out to 27 points in the first quarter. Scored 9 in the second. You could tell they kind of backed off just a little bit. And so that's how they get to their 36 on the board. So for the Lady Eagles in the second half, going to be pretty easy. Just keep playing your game. Keep doing what you do. Keep forcing the turnovers and keep scoring on said turnovers, and you should be just fine. Hobbs comes out. Got to think they'll put their foot on the gas as we start the second half. Probably see the starters. They'll probably be running and gunning, get it up to about 35, get it to running clock, and then probably slow things down again. That's kind of been the MO for the Lady Eagles. When they get up around 30, 35, they start dribbling around, kind of playing keep away and just burning clock. So we'll see what the game plan is for the second half when they come back out. But the Lady Eagles can't afford to go in cruise control. They've got the shooter, Alana Tureen, that did a pretty good job keeping a hand in her face. She took 4 3-pointers, though, made 3 of them, so you've got to continue to keep somebody on her this entire second half, or those 3 balls could get them back in this thing in a hurry. So 36-15 is your halftime score. We'll be back in 2.5 minutes for the start of the second half. Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball continues in a moment on Eagle 100.5. And welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball here on Eagle 100.5, Lee County News and Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm TJ Miracle. Great to have you with us tonight. Lady Eagles in control 36-15. Tiff Stuber in studio engineering and producing tonight. Big thanks to Lee County State Bank, Lasco Construction, Divine Energy, Hobbs Express, Thriftway and La Tienda, Master Plumbers, Eunice Pump and Supply, Bel Air Bowl, TDS Telecom, First American Bank of Hobbs, Forest Tire Company, Badger, and NMR Pipeline making Lady Eagle basketball possible. And always free of charge on Lee County News and Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com. Be sure you thank those folks, and if they're commercial businesses, be sure you thank them with your business. So out of the break for halftime, it'll be Roswell Lady Coyote basketball as we start this second half of action. Right back here at Tasker Arena, starters on the floor as it'll be Benitez who will control it. Picks up the dribble with Armitage on her tight. Tossing over to Esquivel, who gives it back to Benitez. Benitez backs up. Armitage on her, almost gets a poke on the basketball. Ball loose on the court and right into the hands of Mojica. She'll push it forward to Bryn Hargrove, but Bryn missing it, and it'll go into Castro's hands, her sixth rebound. She leads the Lady Coyotes on the boards. 7.5 to go in the third. Roswell basketball to Vasquez. Cunningham swiping at the basketball. Vasquez into the high post, but another turnover. Turnover number 20 for Roswell High. Cunningham to the front court. She'll just take it coast to coast. She'll miss the runner. Now the ball is loose on the court, and they'll call jump ball. It'll stay Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball as Cunningham and Vasquez fighting for it. No, it'll be Lady Eagle basketball. Mojica, Hargrove, Cunningham, Armitage, and Clay on the floor. Clay from the left slot puts up the three ball. That one no good, but Cunningham is there with the rebound. Her putback no good, and Kendall will head to the line. That'll be the first free throws tonight for either team. You're going to call the push on, I think, Benitez. Yep, that'll be her first or her second personal, first team foul. So Cunningham at the line to break the ice on the second half. And her first one is up and nothing but the bottom of the net. So 37-15, Lady Eagles in command. As Cunningham at the line made the first, Ally the second. So Cunningham toes the stripe, puts it up, and gets them both. Cunningham with 10 points in the ball game. 38-15, Lady Eagles up by 23 points. Out of the full court pressure, Benitez throws the fastball. Actually, that's Benitez who gets it. From Tureen to Castro, now over into the front court. They'll work it around Tureen, left wing for three and bang. So another three ball for Tureen. Gets it back to a 20-point lead. To Armitage, deep left corner. Pollyanna has a little trouble. Now to Clay, to Hargrove, left corner. Three on the way and bang! Bryn responds. 16 points for Hargrove. So Hargrove says, all right, Tureen, you get a three, I'll get one right back. So 41-18, and a whistle sounds, and a 5-second violation as Roswell not able to get anybody open under good pressure from the Lady Eagles. So Vanessa Castro will check into the ball game. Hobbs basketball off of another Roswell turnover. Cunningham thinks about the three. She'll give it to Hargrove, left wing. Three on the way. That one kisses the front of the iron. Battle for it. Armitage, who winds up with the rebound. Give it back to Hargrove. Cycles around against two Lady Coyotes. Looking from the free throw line. Now pushes the fastball in. Cunningham left baseline. She'll turn around from 10. Put up a shot. No good. Off of the tip. It'll come into Hargrove's hands, and she'll float one up and in. 18 points for Hargrove. Makes it 43-18. 5:50 remaining. To Tureen. To Castro. To Castro. Castro, she'll take it hard to the rack, put up a shot, no good, and Hargrove will have her third board of the ball game. Bryn just keeps it herself. Into the front court, pushing it to Clay, wide open, partially blocked, but gets the ball right back. Pushing to Mojica, right corner, three on the way, and bang for Mojica. Her second three ball of the ball game. Hobbs up by 28 now with 5.5 to go. On the inbound of Vasquez. Gets it back to Tureen. They're going to try and get her open any way they can. As Vasquez to the elbow, hands it off to Esquivel, and she's going to get fouled. trying to split two Lady Eagles, or did she get fouled? No, she lost it on the baseline. So another turnover for Roswell High. And a 30-second timeout taken by Roswell High. So not a turnover, a timeout to keep it from being a turnover. We'll just keep it right here. Hobbs up 46-18. And again, a big thanks to our friends at NMR Pipeline, Lee County State Bank, Lasco Construction, Divine Energy, Hobbs Express, Thriftway, and La Tienda, Master Plumbers, Eunice Pump and Supply, Bel Air Bowl, TDS Telcom, the First American Bank of Hobbs, Forest Tire Company, and Badger, making it possible for us to bring you these ball games. Of course, on Eagle 100.5 and also free of charge on Lee County News and Sports and Hobbs YouTube. Boys on the Hobbs Sports YouTube tonight. We're on Lee County News and Sports and on HobbsAmerica.com. Couldn't do it without their help and support, so it was a turnover as Hobbs basketball, Mojica into Hargrove. 5:11 to go. Get it to Mojica in the right wing. 3 on the way. That one is off the mark. And it'll be Tureen with her second rebound. Battling underneath. Pushing forward to Castro. Mojica playing trailer. Gets to her. Forces to get it to Tureen. Looking for some room, but Clay on her tight. Bad pass. Rolls up the chin of Castro. Throws it in, and it'll be another turnover forced by Armitage to Bryn Hargrove. And Bryn up and in. 20 points for Hargrove, as Armitage forcing another turnover. Castro to Castro, looking, driving, shot up, no good, and it'll be another rebound for Cunningham, her 10th. She's got a double-double. 10 points, 10 boards. Cunningham to Clay. Clay to Hargrove, back to Clay, right slot, 3-ball up, no good, and it'll be Mojica with the rebound. Nakaya's put back, no good, gets her own rebound off of the tip, and finally gets one to fall. 8 points for Nakaya Mojica. So now 50-18. We are in running clock neighborhood here. Hobbs up by 32, so not running clock just yet. Ooh, and almost a travel as Vasquez took the extra little stutter step to Tureen. Thought about the NBA distance 3, thought better of it. Gets it back to Vasquez. She's blocked, and they're going to call Kendall for her first team foul. Just the second foul called tonight on the Lady Eagles, and it'll put Ada Vasquez at the line for 2. So stops the clock with 3:55 to go in the third. Hobbs 50, Roswell High 18. Subs waiting to check in as Vasquez will get the first, and it'll go. So now 50-19 as Hargrove, Armitage, and Mojica check out. Size, Muniz, and Zapata check in for the Lady Eagles. Clay and Cunningham up front for Hobbs. Vasquez second is up, and it is good. She's got 2 points in the ball game, along with 3 rebounds. As Zapata runs the point, tosses to Muniz into the front court to Cunningham to Size. Size throwing it into Cunningham, tipped. Kendall gets it back out to Muniz. Thinks about the WNBA distance 3, thinks better of it, takes it to the right elbow, gives it off to Zapata in the right wing. Back out, Kaysen will reset things and get it to Zapata on the far sideline to Cunningham under pressure. No look pass Zapata, right corner. 3-ball on the way. That one is off the iron. Battle for the rebound, and it'll be saved by Tureen off of a good hustle play by Castro. Into the front court, they'll get it to Castro. Brianna Castro with the runner up, no good, and Zapata has her first board of the ball game. Hobbs will bring it back up by 30, 3:07 to go. Carolina Size controls to Zapata. Now to the elbow with Brett. Inside to Kendall. Shot up, no good. Kendall with the rebound and the putback. Cunningham having a nice night on the boards. 11 rebounds. She's cleaning the glass to go along with 12 points. Full court pressure is on. They'll get it to Vanessa Castro. And in comes Roswell High with 2:40 remaining here in the third. Hobbs in command of this one to Castro. The little head fake. Clay on her tight. Muniz comes over to help out. Battles for the basketball, and Kaysen will knock it out into the stands on the near side. Vanessa Castro will inbound. Gets it into Brianna Castro out near the timeline. Tossing it over, and a little miscommunication there as Castro was going towards the left side with Esquivel. Esquivel cutting towards the middle, and another turnover for Roswell High. They're 24th of the ball game. 2:25 to go. here in the third as Castro will check out. Sierra Minner will check in. So it'll be Madison Zepeda. She'll take it up and into the Hobbs offensive zone. Back to Size. Throw it to Clay. Clay to Muniz for three. That one no good, but Caitlin going to track her own rebound down in the left corner. She'll drive left baseline, take it hard to the rack and up and in. 6 points for Caitlin Muniz, and Hobbs a point away and from running clock, and then a turnover. Has just a little confusion about what she wanted to do. Minner couldn't decide if she wanted to pass it or take it herself. Instead, gives it right back to the Lady Eagles. To Clay. Clay no-look pass. Zepeda left corner, three on the way, and bang! Madison Zepeda with 5. And Hobbs now up by 37. It's running clock time here at Tasker Arena. To the front court with Minner. Minner, deep left side. Goes over to Esquivel. They'll push it out. Esquivel to Vasquez. Back to Esquivel at the free throw line. She goes against Clay. Nice little spin move. Puts up a shot. No good. And it'll be Brett with the rebound. Her second. Clay will keep it herself into the front court. A little stutter step to Size. And then Size took an extra little step and she got caught. 6 turnover for the Lady Eagles. 1:18 remaining here in the third quarter. Hobbs in command, 57-20. 9 minutes away from going 4-0 in district. And depending on what else happens in the other district games tonight, Hobbs could have it, and Hobbs will knock it away. Good pressure there by Zepeda, forcing another turnover on Roswell High. So give it back to the Lady Eagles. So Castro will come back in. She'll go in for Minner. No, Minner's going to stay out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they got 5 on the court. Addison Everhart will check in, and she tries to inbound it and is knocked away by Roswell High. So Hobbs with another opportunity for the inbound. Everhart going to go out onto the floor now, and the senior, Carolina Size, will come in to inbound it. Slings it into Muniz right under the bucket. Caitlin will miss it underneath the basket. The rebound made by Minner. That is her first. And throwing the fastball down and an interception by Brett Clay. Brett will take it, leave it off, right corner, Everhart, too hard. Then Addison will come over and wind up with her own board, taking it hard, and a fight for the rack as Everhart goes down hard. Castro will have her 7th rebound of the ball game. We head to the 4th. The Hobbs Lady Eagles leading this one 57-20. Back in a minute on Eagle 100.5. And welcome back to Tasker Arena. The Hobbs Lady Eagles in cruise control mode as we go to the 4th quarter, up 57-20 over the Lady Coyotes of Roswell High. So you'll have Addison Everhart, Madison Zepeda, Caitlin Muniz, Carolina Size, and Brett Clay on the floor for the Lady Eagles. It'll be Roswell basketball as we start this 4th quarter. As Castro gets the inbound from Tureen, they're going to try and find her open. She's got 12, all from beyond the arc. Castro picks up the dribble, tosses out. Tureen thinks about the 3. Now she'll drive in the little underhand scoop shot and up and in. 14 points for Tureen. And she will break the ice on this 4th quarter, 57-22. Hobbs still up by 35, running clock. To Everhart, bounce pass to Zepeda, deep left corner in front of the student section. Cycles it around, gets it in, now to Clay. And she'll just pop a shot from 18 and up and good for Brett, just inside the arc. Clay, the jumper, makes it 59-22. Every time Roswell's got anything going, Hobbs has gotten back. Castro to Castro. Roswell into the front court. Castro going to back it up with Zepeda on her. Gets a little block from Tureen. Now throws it inside, getting it into Esquivel on the right base, and she'll throw it off the foot of Carolina Size and out of bounds. Stays Roswell basketball on their own baseline. So Castro will inbound it, and Clay will knock that one into Taskovich. Trying to get it back there to, that's the other Castro. Yes, it is. Vanessa Castro. Then it'll be Tureen from just near Taskovich. Will get it in to Brianna Castro. She'll take it into the front court where she works against Zepeda. 6:20 remaining, running clock situation. With the pick to the right block. Castro looking for room. Hobbs collapses in on her, and then they're going to call the hold foul on the Lady Eagles. They're going to call the hold on Madison Zepeda. Her first personal, first team foul on Hobbs. Clock continues to move with 6:03. Of course, it is on the floor as Tureen from left of the bucket will push it in, and she will get that one in to Vasquez. Vasquez to Tureen. Size picks her up quickly. Tureen bouncing into the right corner. Castro will get to it. Good pressure moving through for Hobbs. Back over to Tureen. Right corner for three. She misses it, and Brett Clay says, "That's mine, thank you very much." Brett rips down her third board of the ball game. And into the front court, Hobbs can afford to just burn some clock now. Up by 37. Back out to Manise near midcourt. 5:20 to go here in the ball game. To Everhart, back to Muniz. Taking it to the post, losing it off of her foot. 7th turnover for the Lady Eagles. Tureen with it as Muniz will pick her up, picks up her dribble, needs some help. Gets it from Vasquez. Back to Tureen, who stands on the Eagle at center court. To the far side with Castro. 5 minutes remaining. Hobbs in control, 59-22. Castro will take it herself, high off the glass, no good. And Caselin, Muniz with her second. She'll keep it herself. Toss it over to Brett Clay, takes it through, and then will push it out to Size. Size will go through the lane, and she's going to get fouled. Going to call the block foul on Vanessa Castro, her second personal. First team foul on Roswell. And down hard is Size as she's having a little trouble getting up. I think maybe she popped her, got her face a little bit, maybe knocked the wind out of her. But she's up. She seems to be all right. Did not call the flagrant, but they are checking the dental work there. So Size, I think, going to have to go back to the training room, get checked out. We certainly hope that young lady's okay. While we have a moment, big thanks to all of our great sponsors. If you're watching, Lee County News and Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com. You see them there at the bottom of your screen. Katie Godwin will come over and check in for Size with 3:56 to go here in the contest. Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball here on KEJL, Humble City Hobbs, K263AZ Hobbs, Eagle 100.5. I'm TJ Miracle. Dawn Morgan and Jonathan Allen a little bit under the weather tonight, so the shoddy camera work, that is entirely on me. Thanks for putting up with me. Tiff Stuber in studio engineering and producing. Evie Stuber also back at the station, but now taking care of the chainsaw juggling, because apparently we've had a computer that decides it hates us back at the station on one of our sister stations. So, Evie, thank you for working on that and controlling it. So it'll put Godwin at the line. So Katie Godwin will go to the line to shoot the free throws for Size. 59-22, Godwin, her first action. Saw significant minutes in the JV game, played a good game, misses her first. So the score remains 59-22. Clock does restart as soon as it's not a two-shot foul anymore. Second on the way for Godwin is up, and Katie's in the books. She has her first bucket of the ball game and makes this a 60-22 affair for the Lady Eagles. Castro to the front court, and then a long shot up by Tureen. No good, and it'll be another rebound for Brett Clay. That'll be her fourth. Brett turns on the Jets, the Air Force recruit, appropriate to Muniz. Left slot for three, and bang, Caselin Muniz with 9 points, makes it 63-22. Throw the fastball down to Esquivel playing bird dog, and it is up and in. That is her 4th point of the ball game. Muniz to the front court to Brett Clay with 2:55 to go. Brett blocked out and into the hands of Roswell High. Castro across the timeline right up center court. Bouncing it inside to Esquivel in the right lane and up and in. Or pardon me, that's Vasquez. That's her 4th point of the ball game. Get that caught up here. 63-26, driving hard to the hoop is Clay, and that one rolls off, no good, and it'll be Castro with her 8th board of the ball game. Toss it down to Esquivel, losing the basketball. Under pressure from Madison Zepeda. Delana Bolton comes into the ball game after another Roswell High turnover. 2:14 remaining in the contest. The Lady Eagles look to improve to 23-1 on the season. Toss it in, trying to get it into Godwin. Roswell High knocks it away. So now under 2 minutes to go.
Checking into the game for the Lady Eagles, number 30, Areli Navarro.
So Areli Navarro coming into the ball game as she'll head in for Madison Zepeda. Or pardon me, she goes in for Addison Everhart. You've got Godwin, Bolton, Navarro, and Muniz on the floor. Muniz left slot for 3 and bang! Caselin Muniz with 12 in the ball game. Puts Hobbs up by 40. They break the pressure and go down as Esquivel will put that one up and in. 66-28 though, Hobbs in command. So Muniz to the front court to Bolton. Castro picks her up, back out to Muniz. Muniz, no look pass. Zepeda, left wing, 3-ball up and no good. But Caselin will have her 3rd rebound. Push it back out to Zepeda. Zepeda, Muniz, left corner, 3-ball. That one is off the mark. Battle for the rebound and out of bounds as Vasquez battles with Navarro for it. And Navarro, or rather Vasquez, touching it last. Under a minute to play here. Zepeda will inbound it. Trying to get it into Zepeda, knocked away by Roswell High. 9th turnover for Hobbs. To Castro on the near side with 35 seconds to go. Castro step back 3, right wing. That one off the mark. Blasting through though, getting the rebound and the putback is Vasquez. Hobbs still up by 36, 25 seconds to go. Lady Eagles can pretty much just dribble this one out if they want to. They'll bounce that one over, and a WNBA 3 on the way for Muniz. That one too hard, off the back of the iron. And it'll be Vasquez with the rebound. She'll toss it down to Castro. She'll take it up, and she'll put it in. Brianna Castro, that'll be her fourth point of the ball game. And with 5 seconds to go, Hobbs can just run this one out. Don't even have to take it across the timeline, and that'll do it. Hobbs victorious tonight, 66-32 over the Roswell High Lady Coyotes. We will take a 2-minute timeout, come back and wrap this one up and get you ready for Friday night up at the Rock in Clovis. Lady Eagle postgame report on the way here on Eagle 100.5. And welcome to your Hobbs Lady Eagle postgame report. The Lady Eagles victorious tonight over the Roswell High Lady Coyotes and are now one game away. And they may already be the district champs as they take care of business tonight, 66-32 over the Lady Coyotes of Roswell High. Let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers in this one. Alana Tureen leads the way for Roswell High. She had 14 points in the ballgame, 12 of them from beyond the arc. She was the only Lady Coyote in double figures. 6 points for Ada Vasquez, 6 points for Emma Esquivel, 4 points Brianna Castro, and 2 points for Vanessa Castro. As Brianna Castro, leading rebounder, she had 8 in the ball game for Roswell High, 19 total rebounds as a team for the Lady Coyotes. They go 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 28 turnovers for Roswell High in this one. 6 points in the first, 9 in the second, 5 in the third, and 12 in a fast-moving fourth quarter. Roswell High will drop to 13-11 on the season, 0-4 in district. Turning the page for your Hobbs Lady Eagles tonight, it was the Bryn Hargrove show. Bryn exploded for 13 points in the first half, finishes up the night with 20 in the ball game. One of 2 Lady Eagles, 3 Lady Eagles in double figures. Kendall Cunningham with 12 points and 11 boards. She has a double-double tonight. 12 points for Caitlin Muniz. So 3 Lady Eagles in double figures. Nakaya Mojica finishes up with 8 points on the night, 5 for Madison Zepeda, 4 points Aliana Armitage, 4 points for Brett Clay, and 1 point for Katie Godwin. Hobbs goes 3 of 4 from the free throw line for 75%. I don't even need the calculator to do that one. As I mentioned, Cunningham, the leading rebounder with 11, 28 rebounds as a team for the Lady Eagles. They turned the ball over 9 times. Scored 27 in the first, 9 in the second, 21 in the third, and 9 in the fourth. That's how they get to their 66 on the board. Coach Carpenter's team will improve to 23-1 on the season, but more importantly, 4-0 in district with a big game against Clovis coming up on Friday night. So that game Friday night will be on the road up at the Rock in Clovis. We'll have it for you here on Eagle 100.5 on the Hobbs Sport, or rather the Lee County News and Sports YouTube channel 2, and of course right here on Eagle 100.5. So congratulations to the Lady Eagles tonight, getting the big victory and getting one step closer to sewing up the regular season district championship. And with that, my friends, we will put a wrap on this one. Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball has been brought to you by Lee County State Bank, Lasco Construction, Divine Energy, Hobbs Express, Thriftway in La Tienda, Master Plumbers, Eunice Pump and Supply, Bel Air Bowl, TDS Telcom, First American Bank of Hobbs, Badger, Forest Tire Company, and NMR Pipeline. For Dawn Morgan and Jonathan Allen, a little bit under the weather tonight. For Evie Stuber, juggling the cats and the chainsaws and the tech department back at One Radio Square. For Tiff Stuber, producing and engineering, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Tasker Arena. This has been an exclusive presentation of Newalmark Digital and Eagle 100.5 Sports. Good night, everybody.